This is Rob at recoverylawn.com. Today we're going to be resurfacing a cracked pitted spalt driveway for under $200 with supplies I bought down at Lowe's. So let's take a look at it. As you can see, there's quite significant cracking. This is all spalled out. Huge cracks here. I went through here with a scraper and scraped up most of this and pressure washed it. I filled these cracks with some liquid crack filler, Quikrete crack filler, and put this piece in here in the expansion joint to make sure that the slab, if there's any movement, it can still move. So as you can see, it's in pretty bad shape, but we're going to fix that today. Or my name is not Rob from recoverylawn.com. So what we're going to do first is we're going to have to mix up a thicker version of the concrete replacement to mortar into these big areas. So we're going to have to fill these cracks in. We're going to fill in these large spalled areas a little bit, as well as these thick cracks to make a smoother level surface. We're using Quikrete. It's concrete resurfacer. I got it at Lowe's. All this stuff I got at Lowe's. So you're going to need a broom, you're going to need a scraper, and you're going to need a squeegee to apply this stuff. The scraper is to scrape off all the spalled stuff. You got to get all this stuff up. I went through with a sledgehammer and broke up these little pieces where the water's getting underneath there. Before you start applying any concrete products, you got to make sure that the area that you're going to be treating is wet. That will help the concrete mixture from sucking, or the concrete from sucking the water out of the prepared stuff. So you want to have it wet. Like Lowe's says, it's like a rigid sponge. So give it some water and then take a brush and get the standing water off, just so it's wet. But you can't have puddles. Very, very important for removing the standing water. We apply a little bit of this bonding agent, brush it in, and then I'm also going to put a little bit in with the mortar mix, as well as some water. That'll help. It's like a glue. It's like a paste that's going to help the concrete adhere to the spalled areas. You want to get a good consistency. Mix it up real good. So we're just going to mix this acrylic paste and water and concrete mix into a nice little kind of a slurry. Yeah. You can add more mix or more water depending on how thick or thin you're trying to get it. So then we're just going to start globbing it on here. Something like that. You could do this however you want. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. This is my first concrete resurfacing job. I hope you like it. Alright, I put my helmet mount on, so now maybe some of the shakiness will disappear and you can follow along with me, okay? So now we're going back to the troweling. I went up to the pawn shop and bought a bunch of items yesterday. This whole box was like 15 bucks. I don't know what the exact use for them is, but I can imagine some of it might be good for this kind of stuff. I'm worried about is water getting back underneath here. I think that's how the spalling occurred in the first place, so. Cake's ready. These look like the little areas where the water gets in there and then it goes all out. And over time, it causes these huge areas of spalling. So it's like the entrance point. You want to make sure that you got the door closed. So the project is coming along quite nicely. This is what I've done so far. I got to let it dry before I start applying the... I'm not done yet, obviously. Before I start doing this Quikrete here. Crack, see that? Pretty smooth, bros. I don't want to make it too thin. I want it to look nice for the wife. So we're going to try using this squeegee because I'm getting tired of doing this by hand. So here's where we're at now. I squeegeed this in here. I'm going to let this dry off, then I'm going to put another coat of it on there. The edge is looking pretty good. It's a little uneven, but I don't really care. I had to hurry up and finish because it was going to rain and storm a couple days ago. This is just wet because I just hosed it down to get the temperature down and let the concrete soak up some of the water. What it looks like. This is the second coat for this. There's still a little bit of a patch here. I'm going to fill this once I mix up the last batch. So I'll get this area and over here in just a minute. Blow these little nuggets off a little bit. It's looking pretty good. If anything, it's going to look better than it did before. And it won't get any worse. So I would call that a success. It's getting dry. Looks pretty good, I think. Alright, we're getting down to the final coat now. I just put another little bit on this because it was kind of loose. And then I dumped all the rest of what I had right here. It's the last of the Mohicans. So it kind of separates out. You can kind of use the water, mix it back in, make it more liquid, like this. But you see how nice that's looking? See, when it dries out, it's because the concrete doesn't have enough water in it. It's sucking all the water out of my concretion. Kind of mix a little bit. Yeah. That was not enough. Gotta be careful, but a little something like that, maybe. Gotta get this side. You see how nice that is? Here we are. Looks 100% better. So you too can redo your driveway, concrete driveway. Get some Quikrete. Go over to Lowe's, they'll help you. That's what I did. That and YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll show you again when it's dry. Hey, good morning. It's me, Rob, from recoverylawn.com. Finishing up the driveway. It's been a couple of days since I put the last coat on it, and this is what it looks like now. Hi, Baxter. Remember, this was a real bad crack. You could see where the water has been pooling after the sprinklers go on at night, so that was the cause of all the spalling. That area and these areas over here. And this area over here. This is where these other huge cracks were. Looks 100% better, and it'll probably keep it from getting worse. So what can you say other than it looks better than when I started?